Hey everybody, this is Miss Florida Hot Picks here, giving you guys an update for Pick 3 Louisiana. I wanted to share with you a very peculiar pattern, okay? And if you have here using the 1, 2, 3 rundown, you may want to pay special attention to triples or false triples that happen to be slanted. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because, guys, this particular pattern is moving with those slants, okay? And I think I've seen this on a couple other states, but I never went into it because I thought I would see it here and there. But with Louisiana, I think I've seen this quite a few times, so I want to get on and share it with you guys, all right? And if you're not in Louisiana and you're looking for some patterns, you may have noticed this. If you have, let me know in the comments, okay? All right. So Louisiana, I backtracked a few days. Louisiana only has one draw per day. Yay! I know, right? Not like Texas with them 4 draws, but that's okay. But I want to share with you how a few of these hits came to be using slanted triples and false triples, okay? So right here, we're going to talk about how you guys got this hit, your latest hit, 819, July 27th. We're going to talk about how we got that number, okay? So we're going to go back 1, 2, 3 days, okay? July 24th evening, the hit was 756 in Louisiana. So what we had to do is we had to put it into this 1, 2, 3 rundown. I love rundowns because they can help pick out some amazing patterns and numbers that could be coming to your state in a few days, okay? The other thing is, especially when they're connected to false triples that are slanted, can really give you some hot patterns, okay? So the first thing we have to do is put the grids together, all right? So we have the 756, that's locked in, but now we have to count out and fill out the grid. How do we do that? We're going to add each of these numbers down the columns. So for the first column, we're going to add 1 all the way down. So 1 plus 7 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 9 plus 1 is 10. For the 2-digit numbers, we're only going to use the ones placed to 0. 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4, 4 plus 1 is 5, 5 plus 1 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So the number that we start with should be the same number we end with, excuse me, okay? 7 and 7. Then we're going to add 2 all the way down and 3 all the way down. All right, now this is really cool. Normally when I see false triples, I look for the numbers like the 772 here. Normally when I see that, that could be telling me the numbers on the top or the bottom that are slanted could be hot. For some states, they're like that, okay? What I notice here for the state of Louisiana, sometimes the hits are 2 diagonal lines away. I didn't think this was even a thing, but it could be for Louisiana, okay? So let's talk about a few things. First of all, let's talk about mirror numbers. Because if you don't know what mirror numbers, you'll miss triples and false trips when they're slanted. Some people believe in them, some don't. And if you don't, you're going to miss this, okay? But mirror numbers, let's talk about. Let's talk about this slant you see here in green. Is 772. Now you notice 2 numbers are the same, the 7, 7, but where does this 2 tie into? Well, 2 is a mirrored number, okay? It's its opposite. 7 and 2 are opposite numbers. That means you can switch them out for one of another. So you know how a straight triple, we would have 7, 7, 7, right? But if you ever see some doubles and their mirror, that's a false triple. Okay, it just means that there's a mixture of the numbers together, but you still would consider that what we call a triple, but it's false. The reason why you need to know that, because you need to know that sometimes numbers will hit right under or on top of those diagonals, or they may come 2 lines down. Okay, so let's make sure you guys know all your mirrors, so when you see these different type of triples and false triples, you can read them, okay? Because they're not going to always be straight triples, and you want to make sure you know them when you see them, okay? So first, we're going to talk about 0 and 5. 0 could be a 5 or 5 could be a 0. Then we're going to go 1, excuse me, The number 1 could be a 6, and a 6 could be a 1. 2 could be a 7, 7 could be a 2. 3 could be an 8, 8 could be a 3. 4 could be a 9, and a 9 could be a 4. And it's very important that you know mirrors, because if you don't, you will miss these false triples. So when you see these false triples, I'm noticing sometimes numbers are the hottest, like that 895. That could be hot. And then you go another line down. Look at this 918. Okay, and it can work the opposite way as well. All right, it doesn't have to just be going this way. Okay, but pay attention. All right, there's something that has to be connected to it. That's something I'm learning, but we'll talk about that towards the end. So anyway, so let's say you see the 772 and you see the numbers going diagonal. You want to go the same direction as that diagonal, because that's the direction is telling you to look in. Okay, so you see an 895, you will write that down. You will see a 918, you will write that down. Cool. Well, guess what? That 918, it took a couple days, 1, 2, 3, but it came 819. Came 819. Nice, nice, nice. All right, it could be that simple. Somebody was telling me in Louisiana that they're continuous being one off. I like to look for patterns that are either running diagonal, that are all 3 numbers are connected, or they're coming across connected. Okay, now that's not the only way to look at grids. I know some people may disagree with that, because their state's patterns, like North Carolina, could be throwing them in different directions. You follow your state's patterns, but sometimes you have to see what is working for your state. In Louisiana, watch this. It happened a couple more times. Watch this. Okay, let's talk about where you guys got your 756. Let's talk about it. Okay, so we're going to go back 2 days before. Okay, we're going to go back 2 days before, and we're going to go back to July 22nd evening. The hit was 583. Again, we're using the 1, 2, 3 rundown. The next question I'm probably going to get, Miss Florida, does this work for other rundowns? You will have to back test a few days and just check it out. That's it. That's how you know if something works. You have to back test. We're back testing right now. We're going back about 5 to 7 days, and we want to see how these patterns are forming in front of our eyes, because they're there. The thing is, if we're just going by the last draw, we're going to be in trouble. Don't do that. You're going to have to go back a few days so you can start spotting hot patterns. And just when you see them, doesn't mean that they're going to happen the next draw. This is where a little patience comes, okay? So a lot of people, they love it. They love the channel. They love the workouts. They don't like the weight. Well, you can't have it all. Anyways, let's go on to here. So again, let's go ahead and find our triples and false triples. Okay, because you're going to get 2 of them. I just wanted to show you the first one, but in a rundown, you're going to have mirrors all the way down. So just like you have a 949 that was slanted, we have a 444. Same numbers, but that means there's just going to be some mirroring going on. Okay, so let's watch this. This 444, if we look on either side, we can maybe have like a 567 or 321. Excuse me. Or 321. Sometimes they may go the other 802, and then they can go down. You can always continue your grid, and you can find out what's below that 2 lines down. Okay, let's just stick to the 567, because the 567 is what actually hit 2 days later from this grid. Louisiana, this stuff is very powerful, so you guys make sure that you're paying attention, okay? I know a lot of people say, oh, we can't get hits. And no, don't say that. Don't say what you can't do. If you say you can't, you won't. We're going to work on our thinking with you guys. A lot of you in the public and in my members, my memberships are talking about how you can't do something. We're going to change that, because if you can't, then that means I can't help you. Okay, and if you're not willing to help yourself by retraining your thought process, you're not going to be able to get these numbers. I don't live in Louisiana. Y'all do. I don't. I live in Florida. But I have enough sense to learn how to backtrack, and I look for patterns. Okay, and I just look what's consistent. Are they going to always happen perfectly? No, but at least you have a guideline and a way to kind of get through them. Okay. You didn't just have the 5, 6, 7 though. You had another hit. All right. Look at the false trip 9, 4, 9. Okay. So remember, anytime you see these slanted, they're not going to happen every day. And just because you see them doesn't mean they're going to be something happening off of them. You have to pay attention. But you're going to take the 2 lines down, 2 lines up. Okay. And this goes for this area too. All right. So if we were to do that, that's 9, 4, 9. I look at the 0, 6, 2. That's a possibility. Then I'm going to go the second line down across 5, 8, 1. Keep it simple. Please don't make this hard. Then you guys going to go on the other side, 8, 2, 6 diagonal. And then you're going to go the next one over 703. Now, what actually hit? Not just the 7, 5, 6 on July 24th, which I just showed that to you. See how they can move? They can either be close to it or they're one line over. This one, the 8, 2, 6 didn't play here, but the 703 came 3, 7, 0 the next day. Bam. Okay. So you guys said you wanted some patterns. And I noticed, and I told you guys a couple weeks ago that the Louisiana was really hot with slanted triples and false triples. This is what I'm talking about. Okay. So now that we did a little bit of a deeper dive into Louisiana, you guys start paying attention to your grids. Okay. But what I want you to do is to practice. Don't go to the store, start spending money. Okay. You got to prove to yourself that you can do it. You got to prove to yourself that you can make a good prediction, and you got to feel confident, good. Now, if let's say you still off, maybe you didn't pick the right 3. It's okay. You go back to the drawing board, backtrack and see if that hit was there. If it was and you missed it, find out why you missed it. This is where true study comes in. Everybody wants a quick fix and quick numbers, and that's wonderful and everything. But for the long haul, what kind of player do you want to be? Okay. So with that said, make sure you study. I will see you guys on the next video.